We all have greatness in us, and I love the underdog. I love helping the underdog, and we all have greatness in us. I forgot how I titled this. It's kind of like going after this. Hey everyone, this is Mr. Michael Adams. Keep inspiration alive. I love the underdog. I love the underdog story. I love helping people around the world with that dynamic of helping people identify their own greatness because we all have greatness within us. And to really help others like recognize their greatness, it's like an amazing feeling, especially people like around the world, um, in developing countries. That's always been like my thing. Driven, they got to be driven though, and it's seems to be like few and far between that I come across. But like every once in a while, I come across some amazing people that are just like they blow me away. Give them advice, and then they take immediate action, and they come back to me and they're like, "Hey, check it out! Like I did this." And I'm like, "Holy crap!" So that's just like seriously one of like the best feelings I experience. That and helping people just by like sharing my story and opening up and being vulnerable about like my addiction, that my recovery that I've overcome, and then like hearing people like reach out to me saying like thank you for sharing your story because of that, like you saved my life. That always blows my mind too. And so this is kind of like why I'm writing this book. I'm writing a book to help people like really resolve their unresolved issues. Because I really truly believe that once we resolve our unresolved issues, we get past that, right? The mind settles, the nervous system settles, we kind of sink into our body and we get comfortable in our own skin. And once that happens, we really start to flourish. And I love that. I love helping people like step into their greatness on that dynamic. Driven people, they got to be driven. That's my number one core value when it comes to business and work, professional, I guess you could say. Driven is my number one core value. And then also, what are my other core values? I keep up with this. I got to remember these. I know. Freedom's in there. I think fun. Fun is number two. Driven, fun, and freedom. So, gotta be driven. Have fun while they reach for freedom. Anyways, so yeah, I'm writing this book right now. I had someone reach out to me just a little bit ago, and they're like telling me how like I inspired them, I helped them like really start their business next year from a developing country, and that's just like always melts my heart, always blows me away. So, anyways, I'm writing a book right now, helping people to resolve their unresolved issues. It's a journey that I went through on my own. I know it's very difficult, and a lot of people get lost in it and don't really know how to go about it. So, I'm creating a roadmap as I've been kind of documenting my journey on a couple of the social media platforms over the last like 6.5 years. I've been on this journey a little bit longer than that because it was like a journey before the journey started, really. So I had to really set my mind right and get the mindset right and start thinking accurately and thinking to even start to resolve unresolved issues and even to like identify what they were and take the courage and leap of faith to just kind of do it one step at a time with no roadmap, no nothing, just kind of like all over the place trying to figure out and then kind of like sinking into myself. This is what I'm going to be doing with helping people. So it's a really interesting journey, this book writing process, right? So as you guys are familiar, if you're not, then let you know, transparency, I'm using AI. And AI is so much fun to use because it's really helping me to identify how to write and structure. And it helps to, it's really about prompting it. And what I've discovered, because I've already written the book like 4 times and I've deleted it 4 times. And so like this is like my 5th time around, give or take, 5th or 6th. I don't know. 4th, 5th, or 6th time rewriting this book. But I've been playing with like prompting it because it's really about how you prompt it at the beginning. And I'm starting to get the hang of it. So I was getting really frustrated at the beginning of it because it just wasn't coming across right. It didn't feel authentic to me. Like as I was reading it, going like, that's not my story. And so like I had to like redo it. And then I'm like, I'm finally starting to get the hang of it, like through prompting it just right. And then so one of the things I realized is when we like prompt it to be like, because I'm trying to figure out the whole dynamic. There's like a certain thickness you want your book for a self-help book. It's about like 115, 130 pages from my understanding. And so like I'm like trying to guesstimate like, well, how many words would be in like 115, 130 page. And so one of the things I noticed with like AI, you prompt it to like be like, I don't know, 2000 words per chapter, but it shortens it a lot. So it's like really about playing with the prompts and then going back and then looking at it and be like, does that align with me? Does that align with my readers? Is that going to align with people that's really going to like hit the mark to help people like create that global ripple effect of passion around the world? I don't know. And so that's why I kept saying, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't feel right. And so like what I came to discover was like, it's all about like, especially at the very beginning when you prompt it, you need to like really nail it in. Like who it is you're speaking to, who's your ideal, there's a couple ways you can word this, your ideal client, your ideal reader, your ideal avatar, your personal or not your personal avatar, your there's super fan. I don't know. I've come across a lot of things where there's like a lot of ways to do that. And it's really about just like really pinpointing that in and then like really being able to like prompt it just right. So what's really interesting about AI is you can actually like prompt it to like ask you to give a template like for it. So it's like, wow, I'm not really sure like how to do this. And so if you prompt it just right, you can actually get the AI to spit out something back to you, and then what you do is you just save it and you like fill in the blanks where needed. And then you're like, oh, okay. And then you fill in your story. So it keeps it completely authentic to what it is that you go through. Make sure you throw in a lot of your core value words. So it like really hits the mark, especially into like the subconscious mind of yourself when you're reading it back on like, oh yeah, this is authentic. This is really like coming across like as me. It doesn't come across like this is just a random story or I just like threw it out and like, oh, I just created this just to create a book. It's like, you're creating this to like really make an impact on the planet. At least I am, really to help people like identify that. And so like the process of this has been like very, very, very tedious. So I've gotten up to chapter 5 today, um, and there's 15 chapters in my book that will be coming out. And I really, truly do believe that like helping people identify their unresolved issues and like helping them through that process, like that's going to be like a game changer on this planet. Like I really do believe that. Like it's going to help so many people, so many different dynamics. It's going to really help open people up to like become their most authentic self, to like start to realize once your mind and body and your nervous system starts to settle and you start to get into yourself, you start to think more outside of yourself of like what's going on because your awareness isn't pinging around your mind all over the place. So you actually like start thinking on like higher levels, higher frequencies. So like, wait a minute, I can actually like do something to like make an impact on this planet. Yeah, you can. And that's the whole purpose of this book, is to really help people like eliminate, to like really identify. Because a lot of people get stuck in like this like loop back. And I was guilty of that too for a really long time. And then like being able to like identify these like each and every one, really coming into like a heart-centered space, just settling into that and helping people like realize that it's not like something that's just like overnight. It takes time, especially with like forgiveness, self-forgiveness, forgiving others, sinking into that. And I'm really excited to get this book out. At the pace, at the rate that I'm going right now, I seem to be cranking out about like 3 chapters a day. So I figure like 4 days I need to go back and kind of like check out chapter 1 and 2, because I realized that they came out kind of short. And I was like looking at that, so I might have to go back and retouch that up. My goal is really to like have this done before Thanksgiving, which is going to be this Thursday, November 24th. So we'll see what happens. I'm not putting any pressure on myself, but I am giving myself a little bit of a deadline to kind of like really push myself. And again, it's really going to help people. I feel this is really going to help unlock people. And then once people unlock themselves, it's going to create that global ripple effect of compassion, because they're going to start thinking more outside of themselves, because it's like that pinging sensation that we get. And then they're going to like, I'm really like planting the seed that like, you can create an online business to help people like take your experience of you getting out of hell, like me paying it forward to you guys, and then you pay it forward, then you take it and you pay it forward from your experience. And you create this like global ripple effect of compassion. And then we create together, and we all, and then it's there's like a thing called like the monkey see, monkey do effect. I came up with that. at least as far as I'm aware. It's like when we see other people do it, then like other people start to do it. So like if you like start like really working on yourself and uplifting yourself and like all different dynamics, like everyone connected to you in an energy circle will start to like rise up too. And it's really, really amazing. Create together. That's right. And so hi Cindy. And so settle the mind, settle the body, settle the nervous system. Anyway, so like I said, this I don't know how I keep being. Well, I'm gonna leave that up, but I didn't mean to click that. But I do accept love donations, by the way. For anyways, I got distracted. I hit that button, but that's okay. I need to be more visible and being okay with that. Um, yeah, so that's the process, and um, I'm really excited to get this out, to get this book done, and really take my time at it though, and not rush it because I keep looking back at it, I keep reading it, I keep like changing different dynamics of it, just really making sure it hits the mark. Like, is it authentic? Is it my story? Is it like what I went through? Is it the people that I really want to like, have, ideal reader, ideal customer, ideal client, ideal person, whatever? Is it going to resonate with them? So I'm like really like looking at this and thoroughly going over it. So as a person that like struggled reading, physically reading, like this is really like building my willpower to really stay focused and read through each and everything. This is probably the most I've ever read, like physically, probably like my entire life. I'm so used to like listening to audibles and things like that. So that's usually that I identify that's the best way I learn. I'm a learner. The best way I soak in information is through visual and audio. Visual, like as in like video YouTube or something like that, or like I watch people kind of do it, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you do it, or something, or listening it to on audibles. But like reading, when I did like there's a way to like identify. There's like 4 different ways that we learn, and like reading, I scored like the lowest. So it's like this is really stretching me to like really do that because it's like I have a drive within me, deep within me, that like I'm doing this not for me. I'm doing this to like help others, to like really pay it forward, to like really like fulfill that promise I gave to God when he gave me like that spiritual awakening. I had that download, and I feel like I'm here for a purpose and a reason, for something like much, much bigger than me. And so that's what keeps me kind of driven and throughout the day. So, anyways, I hope I inspired some people in some way, shape, or form. I will end it here. I need to go get some laundry out of the dryer. Thank you, Cindy Engel, for getting your laundry, because he helped me. Like, oh crap, I got laundry too. So you never know what's going to inspire people. The darndest things might just like totally inspire someone, or like shift their mind, or like make them realize, oh crap, I got laundry too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hang in there, everyone who's going through anything. Got those unresolved issues. Cindy Eagle here, right here. She always says, "Wiggle, jiggle, and giggle," and it's so true. Stay in higher frequencies, stay in higher vibrations, um, and gratitude. Gratitude is one of the higher frequencies. If you look at the Hawking scale shows all the different frequencies, and gratitude is actually one of the higher frequencies. And when we get into like we get into higher frequencies and we stay in higher frequencies, our perception opens up and our reality completely changes. So I've been playing with this for the last few months. I was actually really inspired by Cindy Engel because of that, and I ended up trying it, and I'm going, giving it a try, really watching what she was talking about. Reach for the higher feeling, reach for the higher thought. It doesn't get easier than that. That totally made sense. I'm just like, oh, that makes sense. And then, so I just kind of like went for it, and like my reality is completely changed. My reality, like all I see is good everywhere, like everywhere. Like it seems like all that like negativity stuff online, or like stuff that used to like really upset me or whatever, it's like seemed to just vanish. It's the weirdest thing. So this is like the power of the universe and law of attraction. So like what you focus on, you feed. So the thing from Toby Christensen says, where awareness goes, energy flows. That's what Dan DePony talks about, and really like reality just completely changes. It's the darndest thing. And so, yeah, I guess I'll end it here. I need to go get my laundry and call it a night. Mr. Michael Adams, keep inspiration alive. Global Inspiration Nation, stay strong. Arr, show me your warrior face. Arr, show me your warrior hair. Arr. Stay strong. Stay you. Toodaloo.